Welcome back to Hidden Power. We are currently, I want to say 2 days away, maybe like a day and a half from Pokemon Day 2026. We're going to be hanging out today talking about Pokemon Day, predictions, Generation 10. We also are going to continue our conversation from yesterday about all of the new rumors that are bubbling about what might release after Generation 10. So there's some fun topics to discuss. Again, Pokemon Day. This is Pokemon Day week. Right here on Hidden Power. If you're new, subscribe, hang out. We're going to be live on Pokemon Day, reacting, doing full coverage. And the days after Pokemon Day, the days and week, we're going to be hosting a ton of conversations with some of your favorite YouTubers right here on the channel, on this podcast channel. So stick around if you're new. This is the home for Pokemon conversation and discussion. My name is DustyGogoat. Today I'm joined by TraderLumi.
Hello.
And SoulSilverArt.
What's up?
And I think we're all getting sick. I think that's the behind the scenes. I think we're all getting a little sick.
No, I was sick the other week. So
yeah,
I'm
Soul's
good.
ready. Yeah, that's
Soul
strategic.
gave it to us.
Very strategic. Very strategic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hope everyone's doing good in the chat. We see Gladiator Gibble, Northender's here, Day's here, KH Slayer, Haroon the Buffoon, the number one buffoon, Kai Dragonborn. Who else we got here? Polytoad Dojo. That's a good name. Love that. Hope everyone's doing well. It is. Yeah. I'm chilling. I'm just in the middle of my work day, and here we are. We're talking about. I literally can't believe Pokemon Day is so close. Like, I think I've been just buzzing around, so I feel like I haven't really been able to take it in, but it is very close from where we're at right now.
The week has gone by quicker than I feared it would.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I thought it'd drag, because, like, Pokemon Day's at the end of the week. Every day leading up to it's going to be lame and slow, but no,
we're cooking.
Gone at a steady pace. We're at Wednesday, and it feels like a Tuesday, so I'm doing well.
We also made a Pokemon Day 2026 bingo card about a month ago, and we did discuss this with our Discord community. But we have it right here because I do think there's a lot of things in here that maybe we haven't thought about in a week or so. And if you want, you can go grab the template on our Twitter page and fill this out. I think we also put it up on Instagram as well, on the Hidden Power Instagram page as well. But I don't know. Like, I guess before we get into some of these bigger topics, is there anything that you guys want to discuss? Anything that's on your mind?
So I did wanna share a discovery that probably y'all already knew, and that's okay. But I wanted to share that I discovered this. Did y'all know that like half the tracks from the Sevii Islands and FireRed and LeafGreen are remixes of Johto themes?
No, but
I obviously didn't know that.
That does sound familiar. That's really, really cool.
I found out like the other night I was like doing a bunch of research on Sevii Islands for what may or may not be a video. And I saw like I was on Bulbapedia and they were like a lot of the tracks are remixes of the Gold and Silver tracks, and they specifically said like one of them was a remix of the Violet City track. I was like, is that right? And I went and looked at the Violet City track. And then I went and looked at whatever island it was that had the corresponding track. And I was like, no. Like, that, I thought that was so cool. I freaked out, man.
No, that is super fun, man. That is
I thought that was so neat.
That's really cute. I don't think I've heard these tracks in a long time. They must be these tracks must be on the new
the NSO app or
the NSO Music app.
I mean,
are those up now? I believe they are.
Yeah, they dropped the day they announced FireRed and LeafGreen.
I'm gonna go listen to those. Yeah, that's kind of fun. That's super fun.
I didn't even know that. Yeah, I didn't even know Johtomons were in this game. So that's so there you go.
Post game, but yeah.
Strikes again. Worth a playthrough. They're fun, dude.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't use Johto Pokemon in this game.
Yeah,
it's Kanto.
Well, the thing is, you can't even get them till post game. Truthfully, that's the bad part. But here's the thing. Actually, honestly, I guess that's something we could talk about briefly. Like, okay, FireRed and LeafGreen. They're being ported. We all know that. But I do actually think there's a lot maybe we don't know about these games yet. Like, I feel like there's a possibility that they could still change some stuff in the game. We don't know. I think we're all assuming
like what?
It's a one-to-one port. like, I feel like there's just things that they could lift or activate. Like, for example, the thing that I think about, and I'm not saying these are things that will happen, but just, for the sake of conversation, I think some of these things, I think minor changes could be possible, right? So, for example, anytime I use Golbat in these games, anytime anyone uses Golbat, if you've been using it, if you've leveled up, if you're like level 20 or 30, your Golbat, every single level afterwards, it's gonna try to evolve. You're gonna go to a screen where it's like, Golbat wants to evolve, but nothing happened. Like, basically, they put something in the game to just prevent Golbat or any Pokemon, any Kanto Pokemon, from evolving into its Johto evolution until post-game, until you get I think it's the National Dex. And I would imagine that is like literally one line of code that would, basically, it's like, if this Pokemon has a Johto evolution, prevent it from evolving. And I feel like that's something that they could just remove. I'm not saying, I'm not holding my breath to say like they would do that, but like, that is something that they could do. I think something that would maybe be more challenging is like, basically, Eevee is not able to evolve into Espeon and Umbreon in these Gen 3 games, even though they exist, because in FireRed and LeafGreen, there's no day and night cycle. But there is happiness. So I guess I'm just like thinking they could get a little creative with how it works. I'm not expecting that. That would maybe be a couple steps above some of the changes that I'm thinking about. I'm mostly thinking about when you beat the game, basically just in these ports, having some mystery gifts activate where you get access to new items that allow you to, this is stuff I've been talking about, to give you access to new islands. So you have access to Deoxys or Ho-Oh and Lugia. There's some cool like mystery gift events that, currently you can't get on cart. Like I have some of these carts and you just can't get them. So those are some ideas.
Perhaps stupidly, but I am optimistic that they will do that. Just because they did the whole Celebi GS ball thing with Crystal when they ported that over. I wonder if another change I think they could make that I feel like is in the realm of possibility is it's either the Altered Cave or the Altering Cave. I think it's the Altering Cave.
Yeah.
And this location, the Sevi Islands, that the intention was that it was supposed to connect this like wonder spot thing that they were going to do that they ended up never doing. And basically it would kind of just roll a random Pokemon to appear in the Altering Cave. And like examples of it were like Stantler, Mareep, Teddiursa. There were others.
Yeah.
It would be nice if they just now, since that event never even happened, and it certainly isn't going to happen today, just make those Pokemon wild in the cave, or maybe even random which one you can find in the cave or something. It'd be nice to see them make a literally pointless spot in the game have a meaning.
Yeah. I wonder, again, that also seems kind of easy because it would just be like, make these things available and then it's just a random encounter. I feel like that's something that is obtainable. I do think, so like those Altering Cave Pokemon, there's also an Altering Cave. There's an Altering Cave in every Gen 3 game. So there is an Altering Cave in Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald. And I believe all of those Altering Cave Pokemon can also be found in like the Emerald Safari Zone.
Except for Smeargle, which they put in the Artisan Cave in the Battle Frontier.
So an Emerald version, which we're not getting ports of officially, that we don't that we know of, that would be kind of useless, but I guess I'm trying. You know what? Let's pull up the Altering Cave, because I'm wondering if some of those Pokemon. I'm not trying to invalidate what you're saying. I'm just thinking about this out loud because I've thought about this.
Not valid.
And they might also. Some of these Pokemon might also be available in the Sevi Islands elsewhere, but I don't think these are.
I don't
available.
think any of those are available outside of the Altering Cave.
Here it is, right
Fire
here.
and Leaf Green.
Yeah, and it's just a random cave. That's nuts. You know what? I feel like I've
literally
heard before.
got no purpose. That's what I'm saying. Like it has no purpose. It's even on this island called Outcast Isle. And
so it is in the
Sevi
Islands.
Kind of surf up to get to it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's, I don't know. They even kind of almost made a big deal about it in the sense that like you have to go out of your way on your game, go across this water route to get to it. And so it just makes sense to me to, like, fix that up, make it useful. It was useless then. Don't make it useless now too.
Yeah. In FireRed and LeafGreen, right, they added the Sevi Islands. There's obviously 7 islands that we know about in the mainline games. And these are like a group of islands south of the Kanto region. Like, these didn't exist in the original Red, Blue, and Yellow. But did you know that there's actually more than 7 islands in the Sevi Islands? There's also Naval Rock and Birth Island, which are technically in the Sevi Islands. Naval Rock is like a mystery gift location, or it's a location that you can only access in a mystery gift. And Lugia and Ho-Oh live on this island. So here it is, Lugia, also Ho-Oh. And Birth Island is in this like triangle shape, which we've seen that before in like the Delta episode, right? This is where you get Deoxys. And it's kind of cool to imagine, like, maybe this was like Deoxys like crash landed on this island or whatever. And again, this is a location that you can go to if you have a specific item that you get from a mystery gift. And I just think that's really, really cool, because if you think about it like that, these Pokemon, or these locations, these islands, it's not like it feels kind of attached to the Sevi Islands, which is part of the identity of FireRed and LeafGreen, which is part of the identity of Kanto. And it kind of makes you, I just feel like if you frame it like that, it feels pretty important to include these, because there's no other game where you can go to the Sevi Islands.
Yeah.
Right.
It, there's actually a woman that explains that the reason they're called the Sevi Islands is not because there's 7 of them, because as you point out, there's not 7, there's 9, but because these islands were made in 7 days.
Whoa, where's that?
The lore drop.
A woman on Seven Island, I believe, says it.
Dude, let's see if we can pull this up. I've never heard that quote. Let's see. Yeah, Seven Islands is the big one. This is the one where no. Is this the one
with the Bow Tower?
Yeah,
right?
Is this the one where you get like
Larvitar and the Unknown?
Yeah, I used to train on this island a lot growing up. I used to use the dude, honestly, the Sevi Island's great. I mean,
so does Bruno. Bruno also trains.
Does he?
On this island.
I used to go there.
So you're in good hands. In fact, he would take Brawly to this island to train.
I love that. I would use like the Versus Seeker to like just like continually battle over and over again. If only that existed in ZA, where you could battle like, elite trainers over and over again. I guess you can kind of do that. Let's see. I'm looking up quotes. I'm not seeing anything on the Bulbapedia page, but I believe you. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I trust him. I trust that mind of his.
Dude, I got to find that. That's so cool. That's a really cool quote. It was built in 7 days. By who? Reggie Gigas?
Probably just like volcanic activity or something, maybe,
Yeah, sure.
Built.
But I think it's on the trivia section of the actual Sevi Islands page.
I am here. Maybe it's the Sevi Islands.
Not Seven Island,
town.
but the Sevi Islands page. So like
I see.
Broad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I thought I was, but I'm not. Okay.
I think it's in the trivia section on there.
Oh, the dogs are saying that's the right page.
They're like, yeah, that's it.
That's it.
Right. They got me.
Yeah, according
go,
to an old woman, I see what's going on. Lumi prepared for this episode. According to an old woman on Seven Island, the Sevi Islands were named not because of their 7 islands. 2 event items reveal there are in fact 9, but because they were supposedly made in 7 days. Yeah, that's cool, man. I want to find like the actual quote, because there might be a couple other things there. That's fun.
Mm.
The routes on the Sevi Islands are not numbered, unlike the other regions. This is likely to prevent confusion as to their relation to the others, as continuing where Johto left off after Route 46. Sure. So yeah, in Kanto, it's, what is it, Route 1? I guess it would go up to 45, and then...
No, it goes up to something else, and then in Johto, it's something
it continues.
46.
You're sure. Yeah. 46 is the last route in Johto.
Mm-hmm. But it's like if you did 47 for Sevi Island, you would have players go, oh, well, I just saw route, I don't know, 23 in Kanto, and now I'm seeing route 47. How do I get to route 24 or 25, For
sure. This is fun, dude. I'm so excited to play these games. I I know I just played them recently, but I feel like I maybe stopped my playthrough because you go in the mainline games, you get to explore the first 3 islands.
Yeah.
And then you get to, I guess then you do like the last gym, the Elite Four, and then you go to the other islands, and that's kind of fun. Do they move Moltres onto Island 3, right?
I think it's Island 1.
Oh, is it?
Maybe. I don't know. It's whatever the one that Mount Ember is. I think that's one island. But yeah, they moved him there. But what's cool is you can actually still see, if you go into the Kanto Victory Road, you can still see like the crater that he used to be in. So it's almost like implying, because he's a bird, right? Birds are migratory. It's almost like implying that he travels between the two.
He migrates.
I mean, Lugia and Ho-Oh as well, right? Like, it's almost as if Naval Rock is their resting place outside of Johto.
It's kind of, that's totally true. And I feel like I'm wondering if there's some sort of connection. Like, did Moltres originally call its home or call like Cinnabar Island, where there's like a volcano, right? Like, did it once call Cinnabar Island its home, and then it like was displaced because of like urbanization, and then that's why it has to continue to like continually migrate. Like Articuno has a location in like the icy in the Seafoam Islands, and Zapdos
doesn't care about urbanization. He's chilling in the middle of a power plant.
It's like, ooh, this
like,
is
I'm
good.
Embracing this electricity.
Interesting. Guys, we got some awesome super chats right here. Huge, massive super chat by the Polytoad Dojo. Guys, let's see some stars in the chat for the Polytoad Dojo. Really appreciate you supporting the stream. They say, I was inspired by you guys to start YouTube last year. I would love to do a Gen 10 discussion video with you guys sometime in the future. I also am starting a Pokemon podcast with my friends Ninja Frog and Radiant. Gen 10 hype. Dude.
Oh, you needed another frog in there, my friend.
Dude, only frogs are allowed. Listen,
Radiant broke the thing there,
That's awesome.
I'll change to a frog to get on the pod with you. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. Yeah. Do you have
do we have to pick a frog? Because if so, I got dibs on Palpitoad.
Yeah. What's the podcast called? Is it live yet? Oh, dude,
That's on his channel.
Dude, P1 Polyrath has to join.
Yeah, you got it.
P1 Polyrath has to join.
It's that easy.
You guys need to collab right now. Thank you so much, the Polytoad Dojo.
Thank you.
Listen, honestly, send us a DM. Let's see what. Honestly, when we got time, we could do a little collab. You've been in the community. That could be fun. NMT Arts also with the super chat. Sup, nerds. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Hope you're doing well. I slept pretty good last night, I think. I slept good. I slept till like 8:30. It felt good. And then P1 Polyrath. Thank you so much for the super chat. Come on, guys. Let's see. You guys are in the chat right now. Let's see some stars to show some community support. Thank you so much, P1 Polyrath. They say, what are we thinking for home compatibility? I know over on Discord, they joined today. If this is your first time here, we are a fun bunch. Yeah, get into the Discord. P1 Polyrath says, I know over on the Discord, we've all had mixed thoughts. I guess I feel like it has to exist. I think if they weren't going to do home compatibility, they probably would have just made it its own, made it part of NSO. And I also feel like it's funny. Like I put up a video when these games got confirmed, and then I was like traveling to Boston, and Jake called me when he was on his stream, and he's like, listen, we're watching your stream right now. The first thing you said about these ports was that there's home compatibility, and he was kind of grilling me. He's like, what's this all about? Does it even matter? And I do think it matters, because I think making a Pokemon game compatible with home gives it an edge against emulation. It's like
it also makes it feel canon. You know what I mean?
That's what I was. Yes, I think that's what I told him. I'm like, I feel like it kind of positions this game as it's canon. It's like considered. It elevates whatever the game is to a position where it's like, okay, no, this is a serious player. This is in tandem. It's in conversation with the mainline series, whatever that means, you know? So yeah, I think it's going to have home compatibility. I think they hit it and they took down the home compatibility like blurb. I think they removed that because they were like, actually, let's reveal this because it actually is going to have, there must have been some sort of implication, or maybe it was a legal thing, right? Because home compatibility, it's a different company. I don't know. Like, I feel like they removed it because it's somehow tied in with Pokemon Champions or something else.
Yeah, I think it's just like, I don't know. They also maybe don't want to advertise it as if it's available at launch, because I think that'll be the catch, is that it won't be available at launch.
Yeah.
It will come later, probably the same day that Champions drops and ZA gets home compatibility.
You don't think Champions is dropping
on Pokemon Day? No.
Yeah.
No.
Me either.
But I think we're lucky if we see Champions drop before summer.
Yeah, I do think that home might drop on Pokemon Day though. I feel like
for ZA.
Yeah, connection to home.
See, that would be amazing because we would get the abilities probably for the new megas, and that would in itself be very exciting.
Just think about it. If they don't drop Champions, at least that like hypes people up. I think that's
it really would.
I think that's a good idea. I think on home or on Pokemon Day, home will drop. I don't know. Maybe I'm too hopeful, but
I pray, man. I pray.
Yeah. You said I pray. I pray, man.
I pray.
Oh, shout out to the Polytoad Dojo. This is their YouTube channel. Go give them some subs. I haven't watched this. We're gonna subscribe right now. And they do have their podcast right here, the PokeSpec podcast, only featuring stars. I mean, sorry, not stars. I saw the Star Me, or the Star You glasses. Only featuring frogs. Only frogs are allowed on this podcast, and
very fair.
Yeah, they're gonna be. They're gonna be. They got a podcast, so go check out Polytoad Dojo. Thanks for supporting. Let's see. We also got we got some more people messaging right now. Let's see. This is fun talking about FireRed and LeafGreen. I'm really pumped to play these games. Yeah, thank you. I'm new here. This is actually, did I miss anything? Let's see. Did I miss? Did Polytoad Dojo have a question? Let's see. YouTube last year. No, they just had a Gen 10 discussion video. We got CB Nuttree with a $5 super chat. They say, I'm new here. Thanks for having me. Massive hype for Pokemon Presents. Cannot wait for it. Let's go!
Yeah, I feel that.
Hopefully not let's go, but I appreciate the enthusiasm.
Yeah, let's go, Johto.
No, thank you.
Listen, I was playing...
I'm down.
I was playing Let's Go a couple weeks ago. And actually... Yeah, it is pretty. And I was thinking... I'm like, to be honest with you, if they made like a Gen 5 game in this style, or like a Unova game in this style, there's so much detail in the overworld. I actually would not hate it, because it would. What I'm thinking is Black 3, White 3. It would maintain the grid-based world that is established in Black 2 or in Black and White and Black 2, White 2. So if we ever got a Black 3, White 3. Yeah, I think they would probably change the color palette and maybe even the art style a little bit, but I think it's kind of like what I'm trying to say is like Let's Go is it's like more in line with like an Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, like visually that kind of remake versus BDSP or even like a Legends game, because the Legends game's completely different. It's a different gameplay, you know? Lumi, you're making a face, but like again, if you go play the games, like whatever boogeyman's in your mind, like what I'm saying is not that ridiculous. If you actually go play, I think it's important. Like if we ever get a Black 3, White 3, that they would maintain the top-down grid-based gameplay, so it's actually in line with, like if we get a Black 3, White 3, it will not just be like a whole open world game. If we get another Unova game, that's a different question. But if it's Black 3, White 3 specifically, I do think it would have to maintain some sort of gameplay style to the other two, I think.
I think that's the thing, though, is that at the end of the day, we're never going to get Black 3, White 3, because Black 2 and White 2 were released so long ago. What they would do instead, I think, is they would release a new Unova game, and it would not be called Black 3 and White 3, and would just spiritually be a Black 3, White 3, in the same way that Legends EA is spiritually like an X2, Y2.
Yeah, I agree. I agree,
yeah,
but
it's just logical in the end.
But just like exploring this world, and how everything's like grid based, but also like expanded. Like I really feel like the where I fall down on Let's Go is like people only disliked it because it was on a Switch, because it was on a home console. But if it was on the 3DS, I think people would.
My issue with it.
No, but yeah, I think it comes down to like expectations, you know?
Yeah, I agree. For sure, expectations.
Because there was like motion controls in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, you know? And that was fun as like a mini game. I don't know.
I actually don't mind the motion controls. It's the specifically removal of it's a couple things, but like with the motion controls, my issue has never been, oh, you know, this is how you catch Pokemon. My issue is that there's no battling the Pokemon too. I would have, like, in a perfect world, it would have functioned like the way it's. Yeah,
there's
just
a lot of battling
and the legendaries.
That's
I want to battle the Pokemon I'm catching, though. That's what I'm saying. It's because, you know, that's more time that I'm also seeing my Pokemon that I'm using, especially since you get experience points by catching Pokemon.
Yeah, that's pretty real.
My Pokemon didn't even leave my Pokeball. How's it getting experience from me tossing a ball at that Pidgey? You know?
No, that I do think that is real. It's like Heart Gold and Soul Silver, where it's like whatever Pokemon's in the front of your party in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, it's great because you get to see that Pokemon.
Right.
That's a choice. That's like something that you've invested in that you get to see in the overworld. The opposite of that is in Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, where it's like you just never see it.
I mean, you do see it in the overworld. You can do following Pokemon.
Yeah.
But
that's
you know,
true.
Yeah,
okay.
I want to be
so
using
invalidated.
it. You know.
But my point.
Anyways,
all I'm saying is, you know, we got people talking about Let's Go. I guess they're not even. We're talking about Let's Go, and I just think the overworld top-down style. That's the good stuff. Like you say it every episode, Lumi. It looks good. It looks good. I do think we could see like this would be the direction for like a Black 3 White 3 game. I was just thinking about it and I was like, this would be fun. And you know what? I think I'm gonna be making
visually. I'm with you.
Yeah,
visually.
I think I'm gonna be making I think I'm gonna be making a little concept game for this. I think that'd be like a lot of fun because then you also get to ride. Like you could ride Scolipede. You know, you get to ride like Golurk. Like think about all the Gen 5 Pokemon.
There was like an image.
You ride Reshiram.
It was never real, but it was like an image that was always in circulation when people talked about remakes back when that was the hot topic. It was, you know, the Unova trainer like running on like the first route in Unova, and it looked very good. It's not that. It looked much better than that.
No,
it was like they were running. We've used it in thumbnails, I'm pretty sure. But it was...
Yeah, this one.
There you go. That's it right there. That looks great. If it looked like that, that'd be cool.
And I think this looks...
Yeah, it looks...
kind of like Let's Go.
Similar to Let's Go. Yeah, it looks like an expansion on Let's Go's art style in the same way that like ZA is an expansion on Scarlet and Violet's art style.
Yeah. What's up? Hydrapple House in the chat. Hope you're doing well. We also got Danny Oak, SBC. I kind of want a Unova remake like the way Dragon Quest VII looks like. Yeah, I was going to kind of segue us into kind of this conversation for a minute. There's always discourse, and I know Lumi has different thoughts, but there's always discourse about like, you know, talking about like Pokemon games should look like the Octopath series. And I'm playing Octopath Zero right now, Octopath Traveler Zero, and it is really, really nice, and I'm really enjoying it. I think when people talk about, and there's been mock-ups of like a Pokemon game, like an HD 2D Pokemon game looking exactly like this, I think this art style is what actually makes this game feel so unique, or I guess out of place when applied to Pokemon. I think, and when I say art style, I guess I'm thinking about, maybe it's not even the art style. Maybe it's like I guess it's the mood. It's like, yeah, I guess, would that be the art style, or would that be the palette? Or I guess, like, there's very specific things that could be altered, but while still maintaining the bright Pokemon look, right? that we're familiar with in the mainline games. Like, I think actually what a HD 2D Pokemon game would look like would be a blend of these two things.
Let's put it this way. I would actually be really cool with this if it was like a Kanto remake, a Johto remake, even the newer games like an Alola remake or whatever.
Yeah.
But if they were like, oh, Gen 10 and it looked like this, I would be upset. Like a new game.
Sure.
That's like a new region, new batch of Pokemon. I would not want it to look like this. But anytime they're revisiting an old region, I would be fine with it looking like that.
Again, I don't think it would look like this exactly. You have any thoughts on this, Soul?
What you're saying.
I'm going to try to pull this up.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with Lumi pretty much. I think, that's true, what he's saying. I don't have too many other thoughts on it. I mean... Like,
this is the image that goes around. This image.
I like dislike that. I really don't like.
Yeah, it's got to have more color to it. I think
agree.
It's gotta pop a little more.
Like, this reminds me, and again, no hate, no disrespect to the actual artist who made this, because it is a pretty cool. It's like really, really cool too. Actually, they did a great job. We've used this in one of our clips on our second channel, but like, I just think it's too gritty. Like this reminds me of. Like all my high school friends who send me like Pokemon, like realistic Pokemon AI videos. I'm like, I don't want that. I don't want that. Like, this is cool. Thank you for thinking of me when you saw this in your feed. I love you too. But that's not what I actually want. Like I want Pokemon to kind of.
It almost gives you said gritty, and that's what made me realize it. It almost gives me like Undertale vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little.
Whereas the colors on this one is a lot closer.
This one's really good. I don't think I've ever seen this.
I wanted to go.
Pokemon HD 2D remake in Unreal Engine 5 looks so cool. Yeah, I've never seen that. I've never seen this image. Gamma Emerald also. Oh yeah, here's another one. This actually looks really, really good. What is this called?
It does look good, but I do agree. Like, just I don't know, that art style ain't it for me. Like, the characters. I mean, the world looks pretty good.
Yeah, the world does look good. Yeah. What's really cool about Octopath Traveler 0 that I'm playing, what's really cool about it that I never knew, like I've been looking at these HD 2D images circulate for years, literally like probably 5 years, and something I never knew about these games is they had amazing, at least the one I'm playing, amazing voice acting and a soundtrack. And so, like visually, I'm just watching these little chibi characters talk or whatever, but like the voice acting in English is so good, and the soundtrack is like sweeping, and there's like cool effects, and it becomes like this cinematic experience because it's so story focused. And then when you go into battle, it's like a traditional, just like a turn-based battle, and that's super fun. But yeah, I guess what I'm saying is like, there's so many other layers applied to these flat images that you can't get across on a random tweet saying that Pokemon should look like this style.
Right.
And so I think there are some cool things that could be applied to this art style in conjunction with this art style, if applied to a Pokemon game, to really elevate it into like a really awesome experience. So I'm having fun with it right now. But I guess to go back to the question of the person, what do they say? They said...
Yeah, we went pretty far off.
Yeah, CB Nuttree. They said, thanks for having me, Messify. No, they didn't even say it. Was I reading something else?
They said, let's go, and I said, no, not let's go.
Sure,
and then it became a conversation about let's go, and then it became a conversation about this.
Very.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. We got the Dayman 11. They say, this is the most excited I've been for Pokemon Day. How are you guys feeling? I'm feeling good.
I'm feeling good.
It's coming quick.
Fighter of the night, man. Champion of the sun.
Let's see what else.
I'm all right about it. I wish I was a little more hyped, but
for Pokemon Day,
it's kind of just sprung up. You know what I mean? Like, so
it'll hit me.
Like, I'm excited, but it is like, it doesn't feel like it is less than 48 hours away. It is, but it doesn't feel like it yet.
We also got some people in the chat right now. Gator X is here. Noivy's in the chat as well. I want cartoony. Realistic is boring. Gator X says, yeah, the lighting's a big thing. Don't want Octopath style lighting. Let's see. Oh, the person was saying Dragon Quest 7 is what they said. I think it was Danny Oak. Let's see that. Just for my own knowledge, Dragon Quest 7.
7?
Oh yeah. I think it's
Reimagined though is the one
that's
they
so
want.
nice.
They want the
that's a
remake.
whole nother.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother thing.
I mean, yeah, this is cool. Yeah, this is actually cool because it's like, I'm
That's
assuming
beautiful.
it's still turn based, but it is.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, yeah, okay. So it's like not chibi, but it's like this would be like this is like if the Let's Go style in the overworld was like an open world game. You know, not just the simple linear.
Sure.
And I could get on board with that. I think so because you still have the Pokemon in the overworld. I could get it, and then you have traditional battles like this. Yeah. Honestly, that's good. That's a bar. That I've never thought of it like that. I've never even looked at this. Dragon Quest 7. I'm gonna look into this. This is cool.
I have seen it before, but I didn't look at like a whole lot of this. That's different, right? This because it's a remake. This is the
Tweaks
Yeah,
on the
it's the
3D.
reimagined one that they're referring to
Gotcha.
specifically.
Interesting.
Probably what I know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen the art cover. I've seen the like the key art.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I actually don't like the art style too much. Like I feel like it almost looks a little AI if I'm being real. Like
I see what you mean.
I don't know what it is about it. It just
It's the
looks a little.
faces.
Yeah, the faces
Something
are a
about the
little
faces.
off-putting, to be honest with you. Okay, I'm gonna look into that. That's a good tip. Who else we got here? The Polytoad Dojo has been a box legendary tier member, and they say my podcast is called. Oh no, he already said that. My hype level is out of control for Gen 10. Awesome. And then who else we got? We got
P1.
yeah, P1 Polyrath. What's up? They say, oh, one more thought. Anyone else notice a lot of subtle Gen 5 stuff being mixed into Pokemon's posts recently?
Not again.
Let's look it up.
Gen 5 remakes are back.
Not again. Bro, we talked about that for like a year.
I know.
Watch the Gen 10 DLC will be you visiting a place in Unova called the Cranberry Academy. And it's like the rival school of the Blueberry Academy.
Yeah, maybe. What was there something in particular that you saw?
I mean, maybe the Liepard thing, but that's just they've been doing like
Just
they've been
random
kind of
Pokemon.
going through generations. Yeah.
Yeah. I think 5 years ago I used to be a lot more willing to believe that like the TCG can suggest what's coming up for the game, or it's like if they talk about Johto for a month, that means something. But I'm starting to now think that they look at these different pockets of the fandom and the way they promote and talk about them is really just it's really just a campaign like anything else. The way a company would want to push something for a little while. In the middle of a year, they're like, let's do Eevee month. Remember when that happened? They were like, it's the year of Eevee. All that means is that they're going to produce Eevee like products so they can make a boatload of money, you know? And that's how I'm starting to look at it again.
Things have changed though too, right? Like there's different people in charge of that stuff now, and
Yeah.
it does seem like it's more geared towards what you're talking about. Whereas before, like Masuda used to leave little hints everywhere now and then around, or like stuff like that, where fans latched onto that and made theories about it. But nowadays, it's not as much. I would say you never know, but
Yeah, I wonder because anytime we're talking about Gen 5 remakes, I remember the time where there was all that talk that Gen 5 remakes were happening and they were maybe being developed by Ilka. There was like conflicting reports on that. Like it felt like one day it would be, oh, they're being made by Ilka, and then the next day it was, oh no, they're going to be made by Game Freak, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm starting to wonder if maybe because we know from the Terra leak that there were development issues with the DLC for Scarlet and Violet, like specifically they had some development issues because they did not build Scarlet and Violet as a game that will receive DLC, so it was almost incompatible with DLC, and so they even said, going forward, we're going to make all our games as if we're going to make DLC for it, regardless of if we're going to make DLC or not. So that has to have an effect on development, right, of the actual DLC that they made. And I wonder if maybe all of those whispers came from perhaps Blueberry Academy, maybe original
It's definitely
plans
possible.
for it were a lot more Unova heavy, you know?
Yeah, maybe.
Because it was already pretty Unova heavy, but who knows? Maybe we could have, like, one thing that I was floored was that Charon, huge Unova character, literally a teacher, you know, like he wasn't even mentioned in Blueberry.
Yeah,
like
wow.
that was a missed opportunity, you know?
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's just little things like that where maybe they had planned for it to feel a lot more Unova focused, which would have also in turn made that TCG set release make a little more sense, because it is still true that the TCG set usually does kind of
You can get some hints.
cater to what's going on in the games, right? Like right now they're about to release a set called Ninja Spinner, and it's got Mega Greninja on the front cover, and they brought back Mega Evolution. Like, it is clearly impacted. The Unova set does feel like an outlier.
Yeah. And I guess we could also like bend this conversation a little bit, because I don't really think we've properly talked about this, but this will segue us into our main topic. FireRed and LeafGreen are being ported to the Switch. Is there a possibility that on Pokemon Day they could announce another port, or let's just say, could we see new ports coming in the near future for not, and what I'm trying to think about is like, FireRed and LeafGreen is for Switch systems, so for the Switch and the Switch 2, could there be basically a premium port that's coming for Switch 2 only? And what would you want to see?
Maybe. I don't. Does it make a difference that much? I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah.
Like,
I
what
mean,
could be
we do know
premium
that
about it?
XD Gale of Darkness and Coliseum will be Switch 2 only. I mean, it's in
that's
SO,
true. Yeah, that's true.
but
Yeah.
that is something.
I'm just wondering what the difference is. That, like, what would you consider that essentially? Like,
What do you mean? Like, it's just
for, like,
not
a Switch 2 version of it. Yeah.
I'm thinking Heart Gold Soul, like DS games. Would DS games?
I think he
only...
means a port that would be exclusive to a Switch 2, not
Okay,
a
you just mean
Switch 2
exclusive.
version of FireRed and LeafGreen.
I'm just trying to see, like, what's the difference between FireRed and LeafGreen on the Switch or FireRed and LeafGreen on the Switch 2?
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like, there's not.
Yeah.
No. I'm not saying there's.
Yeah, what he's
there
proposing
is no
is a
difference.
Switch 2 port that's only for Switch 2, not FireRed and LeafGreen, but like another game getting ported only for the Switch 2.
Like FireRed,
Gotcha.
Like Heart Gold
FireRed and
Soul
LeafGreen are being ported to all Switch systems. You can play it no matter who you are. If you have a Switch, if in 2026, if you're a Pokemon fan, you probably have a Switch, right? So it makes sense that they're going to put out a port celebrating Kanto for, for everyone. And so I guess what I'm wondering is like, is the opportunity that then Heart Gold and Soul Silver is now ported for just Switch 2, because it's a little bit more, it's more beloved, but didn't sell as well. It's Johto, it's not Kanto, right? It's secondary, but also a little bit more premium. I don't know. I'm just trying to think about this, because I think it's easy it's easy to imagine. I'm assuming that Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald are coming down the pipeline at some point. Like, that's Gen 3, and that aligns with the other GameCube Gen 3 games, which is Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness. So I expect more Gen 3 games to come down the pipeline. Truthfully, like, probably in the next year. That's what I believe that will happen. No doubt. But
I hope, man. I want it.
yeah. But then it's like, there's also a possibility and a question I'm asking myself, which is, could we see Heart Gold and Soul Silver on the Switch 2 alone? Is Heart Gold and Soul Silver going to be ported?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead, Soul.
No. We talked about it a bit, like, with the peripheral. Like, I think that I think it was our last stream. But yeah, once that peripheral comes out for the Switch 2, I think, yes, I think it should happen.
Sure. Well, when do you think that's going to happen? Soon?
Oh, I don't know. I even.
What does your heart say?
When I had mentioned it the other day, I was even like, it might not even be the Switch 2. I don't know. My heart says not next year, maybe the year after. But we'll see.
So 2027?
Yeah, 2028 or 9, I would say.
Okay.
But I could be wrong.
Next year just makes so much sense, though, because, like, that would hypothetically be a DLC year. So like I feel like I'm more itching for again because DLC is less content than a regular like new game, right? So I feel like that is kind of just a better time to drop ports, but that doesn't mean that they'll do it. That's just is me venting that I would like them to do it next year.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I wonder if because we've seen like alleged concept art for patents of a basically accessory to the Switch 2 that practically makes it like have 2 screens, right? And if there's any merit to that, I feel like they'd be holding off on any ports of DS games after that's released, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could see that, but yeah, I'm just talking about like more of the peripheral, you know, the like dual screen thing. I do think that there would be like ports coming eventually. Like I don't see why they wouldn't do that next year, like some kind of ports, because it's like you said, you think that you know they probably wouldn't do ports again this year, so like. If they are going to do Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, it'd probably be next year.
Please.
So that's why I think that the like peripheral thing, like maybe the peripheral thing comes out in like 2028, but then like we don't get Pokemon ports for it until 2029 or something. You know what I mean?
And at that point, do they wait to do like 2030 so that they can tie it in with Gen 11 or whatever, you know?
Yeah, because when's the 35th anniversary? Because that's
35th would be 2031.
Dude. I'm going to be a dad by then.
Yeah.
2031. Oh, my God.
I did wake up. I woke up this morning thinking about that because I had like...
About me being a dad?
I had a crazy dream last night. Oh, my gosh. I just thought about it. I had a crazy dream last night where I was talking with Omori. I am not even... Like, I never have Pokemon dreams, ever. But for some reason,
we've talked to
I met the man.
Omori before.
And we just sat there and we're talking, and I was like, get me a job, bro. Like, give me a job at Game Freak.
Begging Omori for a job in his dreams.
But he didn't know that he didn't know that I was like into leaks and stuff. And like once I mentioned it, he like just stopped talking to me.
Bro, that's your subconscious. Your subconscious is saying like
he didn't stop
I want to be a good boy.
To me about,
he
didn't talk to me about
leaks.
like any secrets.
Yeah.
No, he was telling me like stuff about development and stuff, and then once I didn't even say I like do leaks. I just like, you know, like talk about it.
Yeah,
and he just like stopped, like explaining.
That's your insecurity.
You like start fading, and you're like reaching. No, Omori, please.
No. He was like still my friend.
You gotta reinvent yourself. You gotta reinvent yourself.
Yeah, I know. I've been thinking a lot about
more
that.
leaks.
But anyway, then I thought about this because then I woke up in the morning and I was like, you know, like when you're like kind of lucid. Not dreaming, but like awake and asleep.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about like
when you're having a good dream and you're like, don't wake up. This is fun.
Yeah.
I'm like flying with dinosaurs or something. Yeah.
I'm flying with Omori. No. But I was laying in bed just thinking about like later generations and like being like 60 years old.
Yeah.
And covering Pokemon and being like, that's kind of weird, isn't it? But then I was like, all of us are growing up with Pokemon together, so like the whole community is going to be like around that age.
Because like most of the people who watch this are like around our age, right? So like they would also be 60, you know, when y'all are 60, you know. And
this is what Pokemon Day does to the. This is what Pokemon Day does to the brain. That's basically it. I don't think I think about Pokemon as much as I do on this freaking week.
And the baseline's already really high, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the baseline's like it's up there.
True.
It's crazy.
Anyway, I don't know how I got there. I just thought about being old as a Pokemon fan.
No, dude, I think about it.
Outside of Pokemon too, though, you know.
Why?
Is it?
The Scrubs revival comes out today.
Oh, dude, you're right.
50 comes out today.
The season finale of Knights of the Seven Kingdom.
That was good.
If you say so.
Episode 7 of episode 8 of The Pit comes out.
Another episode of Shrinking comes out.
Yo, you're right.
Came out today. Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, is that already out? I haven't seen any of the episodes.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, they've already done like 3 or 4 episodes.
Oh, perfect. I'll binge them. My wife's gonna come home. We'll binge them.
Love me some Shrinking.
Love that.
It's like the last day of winter, probably for me.
Dude.
Yeah, for Floridians, yeah.
It's
warming up here too, so we'll be about a week or 2 behind you on that. I think.
Yeah. Usually, if it's cold in February like this, at the end of February, it's like goodbye winter. never gonna see you again.
Interesting. Yeah, up here in the Northeast, as soon as the snow melts, we say an old proverb that we say is winter is coming. We just gotta prepare. You just gotta prepare again.
You're from the north.
Great. All right, we got. I did want to. I think I showed you guys yesterday, but they're all live right now. We got brand new merch on the store, shop.hiddenpowerpodcast.com. Brand new designs. These are some of the cutest we've ever put out. Again, links are in the description. Check this out. We got this new crew neck sweatshirt with there's like a little Psyduck face. It says Hidden Power Podcast. There's a little ring that has the Hidden Power imprint. We got a red one actually these all come in different colors, but we also have the Slowpoke. So we got Slowpoke and Psyduck, which are version exclusives in FireRed and LeafGreen. We've got this nice Blaze Kick tee. I love this so much. And we got some little stamps, some little wintertime stamps on this crew neck to stay warm. Aurora Beam is right here. We had a Snorunt debate yesterday, didn't we? This is the front of the shirt. So cute. I actually just ordered one of these. I think I'm gonna be wearing this T-shirt at PAX East in Boston when we do our live podcast, our live panel there. You
look for the Snorunt, people.
Yeah, look for the Snorunt. You'll find me. We got this new
the Snorunt.
Yeah, he's like the guiding light. And we also have all of
Aurora Beam.
Yeah, we got all of our other stuff as well. Shop.hiddenpowerpodcast.com. Go check it out. Go pick yourself up something for the 30th year anniversary. The creator of this merch, he's in the chat right now, Noivi. He says your merch designer is really cool. Hashtag no hate for Snorunt.
He is really cool.
So go check that out.
Hashtag no hate for Snorunt. I like Noivi Snorunt more than the actual official Snorunt.
It's like chibi. It's like chibi Snorunt.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
We got some super chats here that I want to hit. Pokedex 384 has been a member for over a year, and they say Volton Veluza. What this Pokemon Days needs to announce is Pokemon Channel 2, and also Ruby Sapphire Emerald alongside with the FireRed and LeafGreen ports. What was the Pokemon Channel again? It was kind of like
exactly.
No, it was. I think it was just like the box, right? Pokemon Channel.
No. Was it? It was like a game.
Yeah, it was like a game.
I've never played this.
I've never played this either.
Yeah, I've never played it.
I don't even know.
You could get a Jirachi through it, I'm pretty sure, though.
Yeah,
for your
honestly.
Emerald or Ruby and Sapphire.
Then Pokedex 384 might have a point. If they add these, because these are GameCube games, if they add these games to whatever it's called, like the NSO, then they could do a thing where it's like if you have played the game, they could then activate the mystery gift trait or whatever. If this is how you get Jirachi, they could activate that and allowing you to get Jirachi in FireRed and LeafGreen. But I guess it would be connecting to Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, so they wouldn't be able to do that.
I mean, maybe it connected to FireRed and LeafGreen too. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That's cool. Were Gen 3 games, so why not?
Yeah.
And they came in between Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, so it would seem weird to connect it to Ruby and Sapphire, skip FireRed and LeafGreen, and then connect it to Emerald.
Yeah. Last FD with the super chat says, "Hey HPP, Pokemon Day hype train is rolling. What gen do you guys think we will get the most pandering this time? Gen 1?
Gen 1.
Gen 1?
Absolutely.
I'm predicting
Gen 1.
I'm predicting a trailer to announce FireRed and LeafGreen ports on Switch 2. No, all Switch systems. That's my prediction. I just had a vision.
What's crazy is you would think Alola, but actually I don't think that they're gonna do much Alola just because of Gen 10.
I don't think Alola.
But you would think Alola because it's the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah, they're 10 years old.
Yeah, that's true. I guess we got
Sun and
a
Moon
Legends
ports?
Kalos game for the right after the 10-year anniversary of that. Actually, it hasn't even been 10 years. No, it has been 10 years.
It has.
Yeah, it has been.
Yeah. It's been 13 now.
Yeah.
Or will be in October.
Thank you, last FD. We also got Infinite Inferno with the super chat. They say, I think they've been giving us so much Gen 5 content because we aren't getting an actual remake. for a long time. LOL. Yeah.
All right, I love y'all, but what Gen 5 remake are y'all talking about?
yeah.
Because I have not seen this.
Wait, what? I'm confused now too.
This is the second person in chat who said that like there's been a bunch of Gen 5 content lately.
Yeah,
have I missed something completely?
Oh no, yeah, I haven't seen any of it. Content.
I'm sure it's floating. It could have been a thing where someone made the connection.
I don't doubt y'all. I'm just wondering what it is.
I wonder if someone made a post talking about Purloin, and then it's just like it's spreading like wildfire.
I mean, I made a post talking about Gen 5 remakes again, but I don't know about any extra Gen 5 content out there somewhere.
Yeah. I guess maybe they mean like this gen has had earlier in the gen there was a lot of Gen 5 content because like that could Unova be stuff with Blueberry Academy, Unova TCG set, and I mean even a decent amount of Unova Pokemon got Mega Evolutions in ZA.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think there was as many Unova Pokemon as there were Kalos Pokemon getting Megas. If not, it was close.
Yeah.
But it kind of makes sense because they only had Audino.
We got Tomb Bystander with the super chat, and they say, sorry if you talked about it already. Are we thinking Gen 10 will give us new Eeveelutions? If so, what type? Thanks for the pod, boys. You're feeding families. I'm glad we're doing this. These daily streams. They're pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for the kind words. As well.
Yeah. Thank you for the kind words. What do you guys think about Gen 10?
Yes. Gen 10 giving us new Eeveelutions, I think it's absolutely happening.
For real?
Yeah, I do also think it's absolutely happening. I don't think it's even a hot take.
I think it's kind of a cold take, but I think it's
Generation 10. They haven't given us a new Eeveelution since freaking 13 years ago. We were just talking about that. That's 13 years without a new Eeveelution. If we don't get it in Gen 10, we're not getting one ever again, I don't think.
If I wanted to be that annoying guy with patterns, you could say there's a new Eevee thing every other, like new Eevee design every other gym, right? Because you have Gym 4,
right.
Gen 2 were Espeon Umbreon, skip Gen 3, Gym 4 Leafeon Glaceon, skip Gen 5, Gen 6 Sylveon, skip Gen 7 Gmax Eevee, and Gen 8 skip Gen 9. We're due something.
Yeah, man, honestly.
Do something in Gen 10. But also, too, like, we know that they made a flying type Eevee for Sun and Moon, and they just ended up not using it in that game. But they specifically, like, kind of said, we're putting this on hold. Like, it read their explanation for not putting it in the game did not feel like a hard scrap.
Yeah.
You know? And the rumors about this game has a lot to do with navigation and stuff, and I just feel like that flying Eevee would translate so well into this.
Yeah. There's a lot of evidence. I mean, evidence is probably a poor word.
Sure.
What's like the word? I don't know, connections, I guess.
Yeah. There's a lot of dots you can draw, you know?
Exactly. Dots to connect. Flying type Eevee. And then, like, if they do a flying type, do they do, like, a second one? Because, like, are they just going to bring one back and that's it? Or are they going to,
And they might.
They might do one, but traditionally they do more. I've said this as well. This is a 30th year anniversary of red, blue, yellow, green, whatever. Which is where we got the first 3. So, like, I'm tempted to say, we could get 3.
I mean, that'd be sick. I know, I love that. Any sort of callback to Generation 1.
Flying, Rock, and Fighting. It's a trio.
Yeah, dude. Any sort of, like, bold prediction. If it, like, Soul, I love that. I love the idea of us getting 3 new Eeveelutions. That's actually super fun. That, like...
I should have saved that, but here we are.
No, that's cool, because that's exciting. That reminds me of,
like... We will talk about this more.
Like, starter Pokemon being the box art or whatever. Just because it's a Gen 1 callback, you know? Or Lumi's prediction of, like... We'll get new regional, like, Kanto starters or something, you know? Like, that's fun. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, by the way, too, if there's a new Eevee, I feel like that's the next thing that gets revealed. Like, after... Well, next would probably be, like, the box art and Legends. But I feel like this would get revealed certainly in a big way and before the game's release.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because it is going to be
and that's how they announced
sell, you know?
That is how they announced Sylveon.
Sylveon was really early.
Yeah,
Sylveon was, if I'm not mistaken, Sylveon was the first reveal after the starters and the legendaries. It was also revealed like alongside Mewtwo Y, and there was a lot of speculation because they didn't say what Mewtwo Y was, but I'm pretty sure it was the first reveal, along with Mewtwo Y. After.
Listen, that would be absolutely magical. The beauty of Sylveon was that they revealed the Pokemon. They gave us the Japanese name. I think it was called like Sylphion or something, but they didn't tell us what type it was. So for what felt like months, it could have just been weeks when I was I don't know. It could have just been a couple weeks, but it felt like months. We were like speculating about what type. I still remember everyone was convinced it must be flying type. It must be bug type. Look at the eyes. It's a bug. And it wasn't until they revealed officially that fairy type exists that then they said, and this is Sylveon. It's a fairy type. And this, and here's some other Pokemon that will be, like, if we're ever going to get a new type, like, that was just a blast. Like, the way they introduced this new Pokemon to us,
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that?
It was big.
I wasn't really there.
I remember
that,
it
but...
vividly, man.
Bro.
I remember it vividly. I remember people like speculating, oh, maybe Sylveon's flying type, maybe it's a bug type. Just because of like what little we had to go off of.
Yeah.
Like the eyes were why people were maybe saying bug, and the ribbons kind of like always being posed as if they were blowing in the wind or something made people think maybe flying type.
That would just be crazy. That would be literally so sick if, again, I know I'm jumping from Eeveelution to new type, but dude, if we got three new Eevees would be sick. Like I don't know if that's going to happen, but that would blow my mind.
Rock flying fighting, man.
Yeah,
Trust.
dude.
Rock
That would
flying
blow
fighting,
my
it
mind.
forms a trio. It's perfect.
Could be. I do want to say that there's like all this negativity, quote unquote, around Pokemon, and like they probably are thinking like we need to make sure that people buy these games as opposed to, I don't know, they won't buy them because Scarlet and Violet was bad. You know what I mean? Because like people bought Scarlet and Violet not knowing that it had issues, but now that it did have issues, people are probably less inclined to be like, yeah, I'm gonna get this game. With all that being said, you drop an Eeveelution, just even one, that's like enough to get like so many people back. They're like, I have to buy this game just to have this Eeveelution. Like
you drop the Eeveelution and the fans drop the standards.
Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
For real. This is super fun.
I think it's happening.
Yeah. No, I'm glad you guys are saying that because that's getting me kind of pumped.
I'm a big believer. And by the way, Dusty, on the subject of a new type, if there is a new type, I feel like the Eeveelution stock just rose even higher than it already is. Like
True.
I don't think there's a shot they do a new type and not an Eeveelution.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. There's no way.
I just
think
think
a new type is a new Eeveelution.
I think a new type just like, because if we got a new type, old Pokemon would also, like, there would be some Pokemon that would get new types or get that, like, be retconned to have that new type. And I think there's no better way to make a new game, a new generation feel important than introducing a new type, because a new type is basically the magical, it's like a magical element within this fantasy science, the world. It's like the way we understand this Pokemon world. Guess what? It's a new generation. It's like it kind of helps retcon and change how we perceive the entire Pokemon world in that game. This isn't just an add-on. This is no. This is like the jump to Generation 6 was entirely in 3D, but then they're also like, guess what? There's Mega Evolution. There's also a new type. Like, that's kind of what I'm hoping for Gen 10, right? Like, that's crazy. Okay, that's a whole conversation. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you so much.
Imagine they tease it in the trailer, because you know how, like, with Legends EA, the way they shot the trailers is kind of like each trailer began where the other ended, right? So, like, the first trailer, if I'm not mistaken, that was the one where it like ended with the trainer looking at some mysterious purple thing, and then like the next trailer, it pans down to show that mysterious purple thing is Absol, and it reveals Rogue Megas, and then they were doing stuff like that. So imagine if like this trailer on Pokemon Day, you get a shot of Eevee like walking by a cliff, and it kind of just looks at the sky, and it's just like, oh, they're showing off Eevee, but then later you find out, no, that was a tease, flying Eevee.
Yeah, bro. My gosh. Dude, I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Yeah, the year's going to be great.
Dustin says with the super chat, they say, will you ever make some button-up shirts for Lumi? And I think I have considered that, but we use a drop shipping site, and they have really, like, we use Fourth Wall, and they have really, really good quality clothing. If they do button-ups, honestly, I should get a sample and see how it is. I guess I've been we used we used to use when we first started a drop shipping site, and they weren't the best. The quality of
just say it.
Yeah, the quality of the shirts were okay. It was mostly the it was the
customer service really
was bad.
That was just awful there.
But I guess I should be more open-minded, because honestly, I'll look into that, because there could be really high, like there could be high quality like button-up blanks, and we could design a shirt around that. I'd wear it.
That's Dusty's answer. Here's my answer. Stay tuned really, really, really soon.
Yeah.
Because I may or may not have cooked something.
Ooh!
Oh, all right.
No way.
Yeah.
All right, that's sick. That's sick. Thank you, Dustin. Jason Borno says with the super chat, if Gen 10 doesn't have an Eeveelution, I don't think we will ever get another one. Hopefully, hopefully I'm wrong.
I thought it was hopefully.
No, yeah. Another one. Period. Hopefully,
like, yeah.
I'm wrong. I still wouldn't. Yes, I think it might be a while until we actually get an Eeveelution, if we don't get one in Gen 10. But I would never say never. I would never say it's impossible.
Yeah, no, you can never say
You
never.
can never count out Eevee.
A new Eeveelution,
like Pikachu.
Yeah.
Like it'd be easy to say like, oh well, you know what? Raichu's gotten an Alolan form, Pikachu's gotten a G Max, Raichu's gotten 2 megas. They're
never.
not gonna do anymore. No, they will.
Even
they
Raichu getting a
will.
mega seems insane. Yeah.
Right.
Like a new Eeveelution, that's a big gun that they could use, That's like, and maybe they want to save that for Gen 11. Gen 10's like hype enough. Gen 11, they're like,
sure.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's another game. We got new Eeveelutions. Like that'll get a lot of people to buy the game.
If it's in the original 151, it's always on the table.
Yeah.
We've seen freaking Diglett of all things has gotten a regional
For
form
real.
and then one of the like convergent things.
No, for real. We got Splingus with the super chat, and they say, I don't know if anyone has spoken on this, but do you think Pokopia is based on the aftermath of Mewtwo's plan to erase all humans? Crazy. That's a fun headcanon. I don't think that seems pretty dark to like for it to be like I guess like spoken by Game Freak, but
right.
I guess that kind of the intent by Mewtwo is kind of scary, but that is cool. Because I do think it is.
If I may.
Yeah, go for it.
Keep going.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I think it's from what we've seen of Pokopia, there's a lot of evidence, and maybe even this might have actually been confirmed in the Terra League, that Pokopia is like a kind of like a sequel, or I guess it is a version. It is a apocalyptic version of Kanto. That feels.
Yeah, that is confirmed.
Yeah, so that's confirmed. But
from the Terra League.
Yeah.
Yesterday they did say, they were like, this is in Pallet Town. Like
they did say that?
Yeah. They're like, you're in
cow.
Pallet Town right now.
I gotta rewatch that.
Yeah,
That's
if we were listening to like, the
insane.
audio, there's one part where they said something like that. Now I only saw the clip, so I don't know the context of the clip. I'm almost like, was this person just saying that like on their home island that they created, and they were like, this is our Pallet Town? I don't know.
That, or even like kind of saying like when the starters are there, they see Charmander, Squirtle, and Bulbasaur, and they're like jokingly going, this is Pallet Town. Like this is the start of your adventure,
Either way, the Terra Leak said that it is a post-apocalyptic Kanto.
Yeah.
So
I like the Mewtwo working. Like that would be crazy if at the end of the game, like Mewtwo's the final boss, or we befriend him.
Oh, I bet he's in this game.
He's got to be.
Oh yeah,
he's got to be.
Absolutely. I think so. little spoiler, I guess, for I assume next week. We worked on a video about Ditto that we're planning on releasing for Pokopia.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked about some
Next
common theories about Ditto that connects it to Mew and Mewtwo.
Yeah.
So wouldn't it be interesting to have Ditto, we know, as the protagonist, and you kind of have Mewtwo as the antagonist, and there's that theory that they're both Mew clones. Isn't that kind of written perfectly?
Yeah.
Where Mewtwo has hated humans and has kind of disowned them in his head, whereas we have embraced humanity so much that we've actually made ourselves look like one,
Oh my god. I love this. This is good thinking.
If they confirmed the lore, that'd be crazy.
That would be nuts. Yeah. Shout out to Kayla's capsule in the chat. And then we got SEH Art Gold. With the super chat, they say best hoodie I've ever owned is my legacy hoodie.
Let's go.
Yeah, thank you, man. They're talking about. Let's see if I can find it.
That one right there.
Yeah, this is so good. I was looking at the hoodie today because I'm trying to get a new shirt or hoodie or something for PAX and for the like the in-game. Oh my god, my brain's fried. The in-person live podcast that we're going to be recording.
That's the real game.
And I was looking at this one with the green. It's so nice. Yeah, dude. Glad to hear you like it. It literally comes in every color. It's crazy. I love this.
Your misspeak on Endgame just gave me a wonderful idea. What if we do a podcast, but visually the audience does not see us talking like they're doing right now, but instead we go to an island on our games in Pokopia and we just sit our trainers down around a table, and that's the visual.
I mean, that's kind of fun.
Episode.
That's honestly kind of fun.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. That's like VTubing.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Kind of.
I am excited. The treehouse yesterday that we watched was pretty fun. I gotta listen. I'll listen back to it when I make dinner tonight. Because we weren't.
It was long.
It was long. Anyways, it looks like a lot of fun. All right, we went way longer on FireRed and LeafGreen than I thought we were gonna go.
Because it's peak.
Soul, hit us up. We have this new rumor. I guess I'll set it up. We got this new rumor from Ball Guy that we discussed yesterday. Ball Guy is saying the only new information here is he's saying Project Caruso or Karasu, and people are in the post by Ball Guy. He also includes a picture of Murkrow, which is a Johto Pokemon, and he also says, let's take a moment to look forward to the next mainline project. So basically the suggestion is that like the code name for the next Pokemon project, which could be like, it could be the DLC for Gen 10, it could be like a Legends game, it could be like Generation 11, we don't know. Maybe, if this is true, is called Karasu. And people are saying that translates to crow. And so a lot of people are jumping to the conclusion that maybe this means Johto, which is super fun. Literally, that is so much fun. But Soul did a breakdown, and I'd love to hear this breakdown, Soul, of all the different possibilities that this could be in reference to. Kind of weird to be thinking about, like, possibly, stuff that could happen after Generation 10, because we're waiting this week to learn about Gen 10. I mean, the game's a year away, so it's not like we're getting the announcement
minimum,
of Gen 10
or maximum.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, minimum a year away. It could be
but
2 years from now.
We really know all the way up until Gen 11 at this point. So,
do we? I don't think we do.
We were thinking that Legends Galar was happening, and it looks like that could be dead for this.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Like I'm almost ready to retire that idea that the Terra Leak is true, because it is from like what 2023, 2024.
I mean, it is true.
It is true.
It's just, is it still the play?
Yeah.
Is
it still what they're planning?
It was. Yeah. So give us the breakdown, and I'm trying to be a little bit critical on this because it's like, I don't know. I just
feel like it's crazy because I feel like you would be the opposite, because this makes people able to speculate again, like not be like, oh yeah, all we have is what's gonna come from the Terra Leak.
Yeah,
like that's the biggest news here, is just anything is possible now, which is huge, I think.
See, but I've been like anti-Terra Leak for a while. Like I've been saying that like I don't think it has all the answers, because
exactly why I was thinking you'd be about it, because it's like supports your case like so much.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
But yes, it does support what I'm saying. I think I'm not bound by this. Like I'm gonna be, I guess I mean, we had Golden Owl,
nor should you be,
on the podcast a couple months ago, and he's a game developer, and he kind of walked us through the timeline and was like, this could all be fake, not fake, but like he was like, a lot of this doesn't need to come through or be
right.
A lot of it might not come to fruition. Like we might not actually get all these final games. So it is. Listen, it is cool. I still don't think we have enough information to really make any assumptions about what this game is. That's all. But I want to hear what you. I have not read this, and I would love to hear this so we can start. Yeah. It is cool. It is exciting but I just want to. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, break it down for me. That's the beautiful thing about having you on here, is you can explain this stuff to me. Because I'm not going to lie, I saw this, and I did kind of think about that meme where it's like, I'm not reading all that, but I'm really happy for you or sorry that happened.
Yeah. Well, it's important. You should have read it. I don't know.
Well,
I'm not as good
you're going to explain it now.
Yeah, right?
Oh, damn,
I'm not
this
as good
is
at
long,
explaining things as I am writing things, though. That's the thing about me, isn't it? So I did explain a few things yesterday on the stream, like which one's we talked about Ringo being Legends 3, like Galar.
Well, so yeah, so just for people who didn't watch yesterday's stream, just give it to us raw. You can literally just read that. You already wrote it, so you can read this if you want.
Yeah. Let's see where to even start then. Okay, so I'll just what you said. So like Ball Guy said, it's Project Karasu, I think, if my Japanese is not poor. And he said next mainline project, right? So it's not a spin-off game. And it wasn't in the Terra Leak. So that's what's shattering people's minds, essentially. Let's see. Code names we talked about a little bit yesterday, whereas like they sometimes hint to things, but like it's very vast. You know what I mean? Like it's not just you say a code name and that's exactly what something is. It's just it could be Titan Pokemon in Scarlet and Violet. I'm just reading it. The thing is, I write this down and then it gets out of my mind. That's how I get it out.
So that it's like, what was I saying here?
Yeah, I get it out of me. That's what writing is.
So what's the high level thing? I guess what I saw the bullet notes, and I guess I was thinking first section is this is a possibility. Next section is this is a possibility. What are the high level possibilities? Let's just start with the first one.
So the first one is that this is a DLC for Gen 10. Because it does say project, it doesn't say game. But there is a lot of, I don't know, I feel like importance put on this to where it wouldn't be just the DLC's code name. I don't have much of a better argument against it. I feel like it's the most likely scenario, but for the sake of speculating, because this can literally be anything. That's kind of what the thing is. It can just be anything. So there's that. It could be the DLC. That's the point number one. The point number two is that it's a project that replaces the DLC. So this is an interesting one, right?
Yeah, what does this mean?
So the screenshots that I attached to this whole thread go over some stuff that was found in the Terra Leak about the DLC in general. And basically, they spent so much money on the Scarlet and Violet DLC. They spent as much money for the Scarlet and Violet DLC that they spent for the entirety of Pokemon Legends Arceus. And there was only a 25% of the player base actually bought the Scarlet and Violet DLC. And so they're just like evaluating if DLC is really like something that they don't know what to do, essentially. It's like, so I'm thinking in this, like,
and that's from the Terra Leak that they said that they don't know what to, or they're like panicking, or they're like disappointed.
I wouldn't say panicking. They just are. It's just like what's like analytics or like data points. They're like, oh, we only got this, and we spent this, so there's some stuff. The screenshots are in this post, so if you want to look at it, but they're in Japanese and then translated. Yeah. So but so that leaves this. So this is an option we can talk about where it's like, do they change DLC for Gen 10's like DLC situation? Is that a thing? or are they just going to continue with DLC? There's also another point that they mentioned, whereas they're basically, and Lumi mentioned this yesterday, they're starting the DLC with the base game, because there was this whole issue with Scarlet and Violet that they didn't have the DLC in mind when they were developing Scarlet and Violet. So they're like, we have to have the DLC like at least like on the table with us when we're making a new generation game. So with Gen 10, they've had the DLC since the beginning of Gen 10 essentially. So why would they be giving it a code name now? Do you know what I mean? That's a whole other topic, but
that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like there's this whole thing with like, are they actually doing DLC or not? It wasn't the plans that they are doing DLC. So this is a lesser option in my mind, but I put here like they did third versions, then they did a sequel with Black 2 White 2. Then they did remakes with X and Y, right? Or S. Then they finally switched to DLC. They like to change it up. They like to do different things. And I would not be surprised to see them be like, this DLC stuff is not working out. Like Mega Dimension probably sold crap. I'm just saying. Like nobody likes Mega Dimension except for me, apparently.
You think so? I feel like a lot of people got Mega Dimension.
I've seen a lot.
It's hard to tell without metrics.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they're complaining about it, that means they bought it.
Yeah,
it's true. Dude, the number one thing about Pokemon fans is that no, they don't buy it and still complain about it.
True. Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, I'm wondering, like, what's the step beyond? It sounds like you're kind of implying, like, then they could try something else beyond DLC. In my
that's where you can speculate.
The fear in me says that's down. That is what do you call it? That's like not like DLC packs, but like microtransactions. That's where the fear comes from. Because I think DLC actually gives. What is it?
Soul said that's not a bad idea, and I was like, no, it is.
No, that's a bad idea. That's a really bad idea.
I have a follow-up post to this already. Like
it's a very bad idea.
I just haven't posted it yet. But essentially, it says, plot twist. Gen 10 is actually a live service MMO, and they don't need DLC, so they just make Kurusu is actually just a classic like black and white remake that they make just so that they can appease classic Pokemon fans, like the fans that like
like the classic. Yeah, that's like that's the standard. Because that is true. I've been saying this. Like the further we get into the more Pokemon games develop and become these living experiences, right? The more 3D they become, the more open world, the more experimental with combat. Like the more that classic Pokemon experience, right? Basically the framework that like Gens 3 and 4, right? I guess Gens 1 through 5 really have set, right? That becomes more and more relevant and necessary, or not necessary, but like it's a completely different product, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, you might get new fans with, as Pokemon, as Pokemon develops and becomes more of a modern experience. Like, I just think any sort of throwback style game, top down, just like your classic Pokemon game. I don't even know how to describe it. You know what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
That just becomes more and more valuable. Or I guess it's not niche, but it's like, it's just, it's a more and more different separate product. So I think that does make sense. That's like something I feel like I've been talking about, how like I want to see more faithful remakes if they're done right alongside these bigger scope like mainline generation games that last 5 years. What's in the interim? It's more ports, it's more faithful remakes, it's more Legends games. Like I do want to see that.
That's kind of my point with this point specifically, and all of these points kind of build up to the final point, which is pretty good. But that's like what I'm saying. So essentially, instead of doing DLC, what if Gen 10 is like some kind of living game that lasts until Gen 11? That they do, like what you said, little microtransactions where you pay for something and you get like this batch of Pokemon into like this little tiny area. It's technically still DLC. It's not DLC packs that are promoted like actual games, like what we've been getting. Do you know what I mean? It's more like, oh, we're getting an update with this little area.
Here are 100 new Pokemon that you can get, and there's new items and stuff, but it's not a new world. You don't get access to
and then at the
new
same time,
location.
the same year, you're also getting this Black and White reimagining, which is kind of a remake, but it also has a few new things in it too. You know, like that.
Interesting.
Kind of like, what if Karusu is that? You know, is that project? Because this is apparently a new name of a new project that wasn't in the Terra League, and it's mainline, which means that it's from Game Freak. So it's just like, it's kind of mind-blowing. It's supposed to be the next project as well. So it would be after Gaia, after Gen 10, after at least the Gen 10 DLC, or I mean at least the base game, then maybe the DLC, then maybe the game itself, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's the third version one. Then there's what I said yesterday, which is Legends 3 is supposed to come out in 2028. So the next project, like I just said, would technically be Legends 3, which would be in 2028. So this is happening apparently right at the same time as Ringo was supposed to happen, which Ringo is Legends Galar. So it's very sus. Like, and Lumi was saying it yesterday, I do think that this is one of the more likely options where somehow this Karusu project has replaced the Ringo project. What that means, I don't exactly know. You know, like, is it still a Legends game? Is it not? Is it still in Galar? Is it not? Is it in Johto because there's a Murkrow? I don't know. You know, like, there's different things where it's like that. Yeah. So that's the other option.
I'll be completely honest. I don't think that the Karasu, it being Crow, necessarily, like, I don't know that we necessarily can glean what region it is based off that. Because, like, if I'm not mistaken, ZA was Ikaku, right? Wasn't that ZA? Yeah. That's a Narwhal.
Yeah.
You know, so, like, what does that have to do with Cal?
Yeah,
someone has made
I'm with you,
a
Lumi,
list.
on that. I'm with you on that.
Someone's made a list of things, and they all kind of connect. A list of the names. Sorry, I said things, but the names of the code names.
Could you mentioned a couple the other day?
I would love to see how Ikaku connects.
You did.
No idea.
No, Soul did
There is
mention a couple the other day
sure.
that were believable. Do you remember those ones you mentioned offhand?
Yeah, so like obviously
I know Sudachi's an obvious one.
So what is that?
Because Ogerpon, Sudachi is a fruit, and Ogerpon is like literally that fruit.
See, okay, pause. That is obvious. You say it's obvious in retrospect, but with only the name Sudachi, that doesn't tell us anything.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying, like, even in retrospect, I don't know how I can connect Narwhal to a game set in
that's
Lumia
what I'm
City,
saying. Yeah.
You know?
It's like it makes sense once you know about it, but like it doesn't really allow us to predict anything hard. I'm not saying we shouldn't have fun predicting. It's
also different too, because like with Sudachi, while it's obvious in retrospect, you also couldn't have predicted it because it wasn't a revisit to a past region. It was a brand new adventure, right? Versus like, you know, if I don't know, it was Tower was the project name for Legends EA, it would have been a lot easier to, with that alone, go, oh, you know, that could be this. Like, you could say, if I'm not mistaken, Ringo is Apple, which I think I remember hearing that somewhere at some point. And so you could go, okay, well, Applin, Flapple, Hydrapple, that kind of
Wait, what do you mean Ringo is Apple?
Ringo, I'm pretty sure the meaning of that in Japanese is apple.
I think that Ringo is for Ringo Starr, bro.
Oh, like, is it?
I'm pretty sure that's what it... So it directly connects to Galar, England, you know, like Ringo Starr.
Ringo, it says here Ringo in Japanese is Apple, but what you're saying does make sense too. I mean,
because it's not a translation of it. Ringo is the code name. Like, that is the Japanese code name. There's not like the Japanese code name isn't Apple. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but the Japanese code name is Ringo, which means Apple, just like how here the Japanese code name is Karasu, which means crow.
Listen, it's both.
This
is Ringo Starr right now, holding
holding
some apple juice.
I do want to say to this whole point, because I know we're a little pressed for time, but I will say we're like kind of cutting out the Murkrow part, but I don't know if the Murkrow is an intentional thing that is there or not. I do know that Murkrow's Japanese name is Yami Karasu, which is dark crow.
Right.
So it's like the Karasu is in the name of the crow. I don't know, but you could assume that. And if the Murkrow is involved, I do think that there's a a higher chance that it is related to Johto personally. But if the Murkrow is just like added image that Ball Guy just put in there just because it means crow, then that's something else. Either way, it's like speculation, right? We can't say one way or another, to be honest.
I definitely think it's a. I think Murkrow is a misdirect. I'm not trusting it. It could be. I mean, because I really think it's a misdirect. I think Ball Guy knows what he's doing, and he's trying to get us to think about Johto. Because he could have posted any. There are other crows, right?
It's just like we're not really dealing with like Ku or the Disney leaker. If that's what we're calling him these days.
That's what I'm calling him. I hope that sticks. No, he's the Disney Channel. He's the Disney Channel leaker.
Yeah, he's not Mickey Mouse, man. He's Miley Cyrus.
No.
We can't call him Billy.
Baby,
Most
he's
people
baby
call him
stuff.
Billy.
No,
we call him Billy at this point.
No, that's too cool.
Whoa, you're calling him baby stuff. Hey,
No.
Hannah Montana was not for babies. Get out of here.
He's Disney Junior, or what is it like?
No, Disney
Disney
Junior's
Kids.
the one for babies. Disney
Is
Channel
that Nick Jr.?
is for tweens. No, it's Disney Junior. It was Playhouse Disney, then they changed to Disney Junior.
Let's call
Nick
Nick Junior's a thing too, though.
Let's call him.
Back in my day was Playhouse.
I'm
Junior
calling him Playhouse Disney. The Playhouse Disney leaker. That's his name. The Playhouse Disney leaker.
But
he wants
Hannah
to play
Montana
around.
isn't even a Disney Playhouse show.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but
anyway, Ball Guy is not
baby
any
stuff.
of those things. Ball Guy's not them. Like sometimes he'll do like a random riddle, but they're usually really simple and made for you to understand. And then he will just literally say things like as they are. And I don't know, I don't see this as like a riddle. I see this as like him just saying it. He's like, the next mainline project is Karasu, whatever, however you say it. And then there's a Murkrow. Karasu. Karasu.
I think he knows what he's doing.
That's fair.
Ball Guy's rumors are fun, and he does.
This is the beauty of it.
He likes to spin up a little talk. It's
telling
fun.
us,
it's fun.
We can debate on if it's if it's direct or if it's a riddle. That's what's fun about this. This makes me wonder though. Let's run with the idea that this is Johto related. This makes me wonder about maybe the status with Seed. Because if hypothetically we're doing a lot of
none
this
of us
here,
believe Seed is happening.
but yeah,
I believe it's happening. That's so cool.
In 2035.
It's still in the DNA of like where their mind is at. I think what is in Seed could trickle out into Gen 10. It could affect Generation 11. I think that's where Game Freak is actively thinking, has considered the idea of a multi-region Pokemon game, and it also would be so sick. It makes sense.
I don't
to have it
disagree
be
with
in
you
Japan.
at all.
Yeah,
I don't disagree with you at all. I only disagree with the timing of it. Like I do not think it's coming out in 2029. That's all.
That's what I'm saying. Is like it makes me wonder about the status of the Seed game, as we saw it in the Terra Leak, which was a proposed Japanese Pokemon game that would include every single Japanese Pokemon region: Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh, even Kitakami, and would also fill the gaps of those regions that haven't been fleshed out that would fall between those regions. So it was a very ambitious project.
Sure.
But I'm wondering if hypothetically, if we're going by the same timeline and this is taking the place of Ringo in 2028 and Seeds is supposed to be 2029, Johto was supposed to be featured in that Seed game in 2029 as it's one of the Japanese regions. So I do wonder how that would maybe impact Seed, doing basically back-to-back Johto games.
I think that's a telling sign, actually. I don't know if you're going to get there with what you're saying right now, but I think if there's no Seed and we haven't been to Johto in over 20 years at that point, it's like, oh yeah, Legends Johto's next because we haven't been there in forever and we're not going back until, 2032. It's still going to be even long. It's going to be 30 years since we've been to Johto. And that's like, okay. I think it points to that even more.
But also, it's been, at that time, like, it'll have been, I think, like a decade since we went to Kanto in a new game. I think,
Kanto,
I really
Kanto
think...
is in Johto.
Yeah, I'm saying it's all of those.
Fair,
yeah, I know, but Kanto is, I think, the more important thing, right? Like, Johto's important, but to Pokemon, Kanto's the important thing, and they're giving us a taste right now with FireRed and LeafGreen. That's the bridge that's going to get us to 2029, if that's still true. And that's when they give us Project Seed, which would be a multi-region Japanese region Pokemon game where you can go to Kanto and Johto and Hoenn and Sinnoh, Kitakami, and everything in between. That would essentially be positioned as like the ultimate like Pokemon game. That's like a whole new experience. And the gameplay would be a lot different because it would not just be like you're collecting gym badges and there's turn-based battles. It would truly be like a different game. It would play like other MMOs, you know?
For me,
both
if it's
Seed and Ringo were reworked into Karasu. And it's like you start in Johto, but you will see at least some of the other regions. Like
it's definitely possible.
I mean,
definitely.
Imagine the plot twist of playing through a Johto game and you finish it and you're like about to go into the Kanto and they're like, no, go to Hoenn.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
The reason we only like thought about Unova and Johto for so long is because they're next on the timeline.
Well,
so they
and
have
because
the
of
higher
and because of
chance
Riddler
in my
Coup,
mind.
just for the record, and because of Riddler Coup and other people
not the
saying,
Johto part. He never hinted at anything Johto.
Yeah.
There was some
all
Johto's.
Unova.
There were some posts though that were like that put together the Kanto and the Johto and the Unova and like another map all together.
Yeah, there's people making up stuff from his stuff in the end.
Yeah.
That's I don't know.
I mean,
I
Kitakami
think
was also very Johto coded. So I think officially,
you guys are giving
there's
them
been a lot
too
of
much credit.
Johto. I'm
It's
not
not-
even
I don't
crediting
think it's-
Coup. I'm not talking about Coup at all.
I don't
here.
think
I'm
it's-
talking about
honestly-
the Pokemon Company has given us a decent bit of Johto and the other one they all named Unova. That's the one.
I honestly
that kind of content.
I don't think Kitakami is really a Johto reference. I think it is a Japanese reference. It's
Sure, but there was a lot of
very.
There was a lot of like Johto Pokemon.
But that's I think
there,
it's just a similarity because those.
But
you know
even
what I'm
if
saying?
it
Those
is,
two
then of
regions are
course it's
similar.
going to make your audience feel like it's Johto. In the same way that the Sevi Islands are not Johto, but because of all the Johto Pokemon you're finding there, they feel very Johto.
Kitakami did not feel like Kanto or Hoenn. Let's just put it that way. And Johto and Sinnoh are pretty well connected, and Sinnoh had a lot of.
You could say it feels like
references.
Hisui, because there's literally
exactly.
And
That's what I
Johto's
mean,
whole
it had
thing
a
is
lot
that
of
it's a callback
references.
to that era.
Anyway, that's another discussion about Kitakami. But yeah.
That's really fun to think about. Honestly, Project Seed, I hope that's the thing that I'm most excited to, out of all of this, just because that's kind of a thing that we've all been wanting forever. And I want Pokemon to continue to experiment with these different ideas. Like the cookie cutter Pokemon games that we're getting, I also want those, but I'm glad we got Legends EA. It was not everything that we had imagined, and it does have some faults, but like anytime I go back to play that game, without the wait, the 2 years of anticipation, it's going to be awesome to play that game. Like it is a great experience. And I'm glad Pokemon I'm glad they're trying stuff out. So Project Seed, I am excited for. That's the project that I'm most excited for, I think, on the timeline.
I agree with Lumi in that this is something that this opened up, and this is something that I didn't put in this post, actually. I thought I covered every single thing, but I guess I didn't. This is also an option where it is they actually might have... Like, Seed is not impossible. It's just when you put it together with a Legends game, then it feels impossible in this short period of time. That's what I mean, in this time frame.
Yeah.
So let's say, we get Gen 10 DLC in 2027, then 2028, if we got the Seed game and there is no Legends game, like they put the two of them together, like Lumi is saying. Because I also think that this whole Karasu thing could be still Galar because of the Crow thing. I still think that if it's a Crow, Corviknight is in the mix in my mind. I still think it can be Galar. So I don't know, maybe they mixed Seed with Ringo and made some kind of big MMO thing. That is a possibility. My only thing with MMOs is just that they need years for the MMO to exist. MMO is not a 1 year game. It's a
it's gonna
you play.
It'll be like
for a while.
Pokopia. It'll be like any of these other games that they put out. It'll be like Pokemon Go. And again, it will be a different experience. Like the gameplay is gonna be different. It's not gonna be you're catching Pokemon and you're battling and whatever. I mean, I think that's literally, it's not going to be World of Warcraft where you're like, the trainer is the warrior, right? Like you will be catching Pokemon, but it's not going to be whatever we see in, Black and White or any of these other classic Pokemon games. It'll be different. I'm almost, listen, let's continue. I know we got to jump. We're going to be streaming tomorrow as well. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're going to be live during the Pokemon Day, Pokemon Presents, and that's at 9 a.m. EST, correct?
9 a.m. EST, yeah. We'll be live a little before that.
Yeah, we will be.
Hype.
And we'll be doing full coverage later in the day, later that weekend, the week after. Like this is the place for Pokemon discussion and conversation. So definitely subscribe if you're new. But I guess I am thinking, and I'm coping right now. If we get a Legends Johto game, it would I feel like it's probably going to take place, or the gameplay is going to be so unique. It'll be like Ocarina of Time, where you're jumping back and forth from the future and the present. And I think Project Seed would be modern day. So, and Johto's going to be a lot smaller. It'll be just a fraction of that experience. So I think those games could come out a couple years apart, because Project Seed is not going to be sold as Johto. It's going to be sold at, you know what I'm saying? Like one game is.
No, I agree with you on that point.
I
think it's just the time. There's not enough time. That's what I think.
Maybe it comes out in 2030.
Yeah, I think that hurts. That definitely hurts it a tiny bit. Just it being Johto and then a game that also includes Johto, like Lumi's point. But at the same time, it's not as much that it is, Legends Johto. Then the next year, Project Seed, where we do all this. Then the next year, Gen 11. You know what I mean? Like this is a crazy situation now. Pokemon's done crazier things where they did Legends Arceus and BDSP and Gen 9 all in succession. But
I hear you.
If it's an MMO, that's crazy.
Well, if it's an MMO, it's a completely different game, so it can live alongside it. Is what I'm thinking.
True. You're not wrong.
Shiny Metamaster with the super chat. Hope you're doing well. I'm sorry we didn't read this earlier. We were just kind of entering a conversation, but they say with the super chat, I really want my boy Nidoking to get some love. Oh, the super chat's coming through now. At least be in Generation 10. Definitely top 5 shinies of all time. I want a chance to breed for it. If it's in the game, you could crack some eggs. Try to get your Nidoking.
Well, don't crack the eggs. Don't let them hatch.
Well, you speed up the process. Crack them open.
They got to survive.
No.
And then the man who... Oh, it's too long. What is it? The man who
spiders.
The man who spiders sent a super chat, and they say, not sure if you guys have talked about this, but how do you think the Gen 10 starters will be revealed? In-game, CGI trailer, or just the official art? Lumi, if you got to jump, Soul and I could just answer this question.
Okay. Yeah, I do actually have to go. But
bye, Lumi.
I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Good to see you, bro.
Bye, Lumi.
Bye.
See you tomorrow.
See if this will work. Boop. Yeah, that worked. That was clean. That was clean.
Nice.
Yeah, so not sure if you guys have talked about this, but have you... The Gen 10 starters will be revealed in-game, CGI trailer, or just the official art. So we talked about this in a couple different podcasts from the last month. And yeah, I don't know if Soul and I agree, but I think where I'm at is I think this game feels more in line with Generation 8 and the reveal of Sword and Shield, because it's a brand new Pokemon generation on a brand new Switch on a brand new console. And so that's kind of what I'm looking at as the reference point. So they revealed the Gen 8 starters in this big trailer that showed the region and the character and the battle system and it was a really epic trailer. And then right at the end there was a cutscene, or it wasn't made from gameplay, right? It wasn't gameplay, but there was a little movie at the end of the trailer that showcased the starter Pokemon moving around. And I think I'm expecting something similar to that. What do you think?
I do agree with everything that you're saying, conceptually. I think that they will be revealed in some kind of cutscene, maybe it's in the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So my personal take is like there will be something that reveals them. To me, I feel like it's in the game because they did that with Scarlet and Violet, where it's like they did a whole like game trailer, and so they could just like flash by them in the game trailer, because they're going to show us the region, right? It's not just going to be that. I don't know if we get a whole Sword and Shield like trailer for this, so I don't know. I think they try to mash it all together, but I do think that afterwards they will update the website. I'm hoping, like I'm praying. This is like one of my hopes, my most desired things for Pokemon Day is that after the trailer happens, they update like Pokemon Gen 10 website, and it has the starters, like their key art there.
Sure, just so we can actually have
art.
that information.
Right, and their names. You know what I mean? Their names and their little like blurb about them.
Names would be good.
New reveals.
Yeah, names would be good. I to be honest, I think it's kind of fun to not know everything about them right away, but I definitely think it would be good to like. Yeah, did they do this? They must have done this in Gen 9. I think they gave us the names right away, so we kind of had something to work off of. But I like the speculation right after the reveal. Not knowing everything. I do like that. But I agree. Some key art would be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. For starters, though, they usually do like it's all. I feel like modern ones.
Yeah.
Have all been revealed like with names and everything. Like they always
tell
their
right.
names.
Yeah.
I'm more expecting for the starter reveal to be like Sun and Moon, but Sun and Moon's wasn't the game reveal, if that makes sense. So like Sun and Moon was revealed. It's just like Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon, the titles. That was it. And then like later on we got a trailer where it's like introducing these starters. But I think that the introducing the starters thing is going to be our trailer. That's what I think.
Yeah.
For Gen 10. To answer the question.
Barbershop says Pokemon Red Gold and Blue Silver 2029. Nice. Nerdy Seb with a super chat says, keep up the great work, you guys. Excited for Pokemon Day. Yeah, man. It's going to be good. It's almost here. Someone's asking, will FireRed FireRed on Switch connect to old Game Boy Advance games with wireless? And I would say no. That would be insane if they did that. I know
they didn't say anything about that. I don't think so.
That would be crazy. That would honestly be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I bet it will be only a few shots and their names on the Japanese website. Yeah, I feel like they like to.
For me.
I feel like they just put out enough. It's like super calculated. But I do feel like with ZA, it's like they shadow dropped a lot of random info.
Yeah.
It's like they'd show one thing in a trailer.
Said, it's a bit different, right? Because it's a Gen 10 on a new system and all that stuff.
For real.
But, yeah. I'm hyped.
I'm hyped too. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Like I said, you can go to shop.hiddenpowerpodcast.com. We've got brand new merch. And also, I mean, I don't even know. I mean, let's check this. I want to show you guys something. I think I showed it before, but we made a brand new website, and it's kind of in phase 1. There's a lot of really cool things here. If you're interested, you could, you could bookmark hiddenpowerpodcast.com. And what, I guess the utility of this site is it kind of aggregates all of our different things all on, it's kind of a go-to link to find all of our stuff. So right here in the second part of the fold, it does have our latest videos. And there's a bunch of links to listen on Spotify, Apple. It's got a bunch of other metrics and stuff here. Links to our collaborators' channels, quick sign up for Patreon, links to our Instagram, our TikTok, etc. And there's also a quick link to the merch store. I think phase 2 is going to have some new utility. I think it would be nice to kind of try to aggregate a lot of our different social media pages, but also our content, and try to aggregate stuff into one place. There's also a nice page right here showcasing the hosts. In the future, again, phase 2, I would like to actually change this to the team, and we can kind of show a spotlight on all of our different team members who make this podcast to make this to make Hidden Power possible. But just wanted to show this off. Super proud of this site. Kedzie built this site for us, one of our team members. But yeah, just if you want, hiddenpowerpodcast.com. the site has existed forever, but we actually did a proper revamp. So it's a nice new site. It's modern. It's nice. But yeah,
Clean.
Very clean. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna go maybe for a walk. I think I got some more work to do. I know I got some more work to do, but we're gonna be streaming tomorrow. It's been great to see you guys. It's been great to talk to you guys.
We're gonna stream on Friday morning.
Yeah, we will be streaming on Pokemon Day. So mark your calendars. And yeah, we'll be streaming tomorrow as well. I don't know what time tomorrow, but we will be streaming. Good to see you guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye. Thanks for all the support.
Thanks for coming out.